Okay, in this last video, I'll show you an application that I worked on with a group of other people, four other folks, and we made an application for a local photography company. The problem that this company was facing was that they were trying to figure out whether their photographers had enough time to make it from one photography appointment to the next photography appointment throughout the metro. And so they would have to copy and paste addresses into Google Maps and look at their calendars that showed their appointments and say, can this photographer make it from their 8 o'clock photo shoot to their 10 o'clock photo shoot? Is there enough time to like both do the shoot and drive? So we made this application here. It's less aesthetically pleasing than maybe someone would want for a public-facing thing, but this was for their own internal stuff, and so the aesthetic was really, this is kind of what they asked for. So it's pretty abrasive, I guess, but here it is, and what we're looking at is different photographers and different times during the day. And each of these little cards is a photo shoot that these photographers have to get to. And they're different sizes because some of the photo shoots, like a Fusion Tech tour for this square footage, maybe is a different amount of time than this one. But this one is longer. That's a bigger card because driving from this appointment in Minneapolis to this appointment in Woodbury takes a certain amount of time. And so we wrote an application that like draws this card, including both like the appointment shoot time and the drive time. So this is a drag and drop tool. And so instead of having to copy and paste these different addresses in Google Maps and see and figure out in your head, or even with like a pad and paper or whatever you're doing, the user can just drag things around. So we'll drag this Matt's 9 o'clock appointment over to Jennifer's 9 o'clock appointment and see how does that change Jennifer's drive time from Hennepin Avenue in Minneapolis to Roseville. It's a little bit quicker for Jennifer, still not quick enough, but we can take Jennifer's 9:30 and take it over to Matt's 9:30, and we're going to see that Matt has enough time to drive from Minneapolis to Woodbury. So that kind of relieves that overlap that Matt had, which, like, here's another overlap where it's telling us that Jennifer doesn't have enough time. Like, she can get to Roseville by 9:34, but she can't get there by 9. So that doesn't quite work. But I can move this appointment out of Jennifer's schedule. Jennifer can't take it anyway. But this one that Ashley couldn't make it to, I could bring that over to Jennifer's and we can find out. So instead of like copying and pasting this into Google Maps, we can just drag it over and find out. Because this is going to Google Maps, it's updating the drive time and changing this appointment. So now we see 9:37 to 9:30. That's a 7-minute time. The photographer has built some wiggle room into their appointment duration anyway, so this is probably okay. And like whoever's scheduling this is gonna leave that, like, that's okay, 7 minutes. But Ashley, though, now, like, the last kind of thing we're trying to figure out, there's nowhere else to move this 9 o'clock appointment. All of the other photographers are booked. We've played with it. So the only other thing to do is change the time of the appointment. So we can do that. So now it's like a 2-minute overlap, and that's okay. That's okay too. So this is demonstrating some pretty complicated things that are happening under the hood that are saving this photographer hours of, or this logistics coordinator at this photographer company. It saves them really hours of work every week as they try to figure this out. They can just do it in a matter of seconds here on this app that we made. So my part of the app here was the logic when, like, what happens when I drag this over here? Like, how does it even move over there? And what happens after it drops? How do we change the appointment location and time and pass that into Google Maps? Like, there's a lot of stuff happening under the hood. So that was more my part of this, and I didn't really have much to do with the. I figured out how to change the colors of the cards as we changed from one coordinator, one photographer to the other. But really, my scope of this app was more the logic on dragging and dropping. And so this is someone else's kind of environment that they set up, but taking that and changing it and using it was something I was that's kind of what I'm doing here. So all that to say, if someone's got a website already built, I can kind of figure out what's going on, and I can change things around um, based on what needs to happen. So we can go ahead and save some changes. Great. If we wanted to, we could change the date and do this for a different day. Um, we've got a menu. We can log in, we can log out. But I'll wrap it up there. You can ask me like other questions about it if you like when we speak, but I'm happy to show you whatever else you like. But I'll just go ahead and wrap this up here. Thanks a lot, Imani, for watching, and I'll talk to you soon.